Well, I've been gone for a while, but I got good news, and I'm talking 3.5mm headphone jack kind of news. Now, OnePlus has been known to do some quirky, fall-on-your-face type of marketing in the past, but recently OnePlus has put out a video where they show people looking and talking about the new OnePlus 6. Though they blur out the actual phone, that doesn't mean we don't learn some important things. Users describe the phone at various points in the video as smooth and elegant. The video also shows a user remarking on the presence of a headphone jack, which lines up with earlier leaks. This would mean that the OnePlus 6 joins the S9, as well as a few other flagships on the market with a 3.5mm port. The OnePlus 6 is also confirmed to arrive with the Snapdragon 845 chipset, up to 8GB of RAM, and up to 256GB of storage. Other tipped features include water resistance of some kind and a dual camera setup. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, Jayce, I remember not too long ago when you were ragging on us to stop bitching and moaning about the loss of a headphone jack, and that when Apple, being so powerful as they are, makes a move like this, everyone else just has to follow the trend. Well, it looks like I need to eat my words at least a little bit, because there is enough of a pushback that it itself will become a trend, at least on the Android side of things, we can hope. So why is that? Well, I think it's probably because Bluetooth manufacturers and phone manufacturers themselves have not really filled in the void with high quality Bluetooth headphones. The sound, in most cases, still sucks, and the Bluetooth syncing also is slow and clumsy. So I think that's probably why that is happening, at least in part. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Now let's talk the HTC U12 with new alleged hands-on photos. With HTC priming the upcoming U12 to be a beast of a smartphone, alleged hands-on photos of the upcoming flagship look to have made their way to HTC Taiwan's news Facebook profile. Down to the 2 selfie cameras and 2 rear cameras, the photos seemingly line up with previous rumors. Even the dual LED flash unit, rear fingerprint sensor, and a lack of a headphone jack line up with what we've seen and heard of the U12. Based on previous reports, the U12 will feature a Snapdragon 845 chipset, 6GB of RAM, a 3420 mAh battery, and either 64 or 128GB of storage. The phone will also reportedly tout a 6-inch 18:9 LCD screen, along with EdgeSense for squeezing the device. In the camera department, the selfie cameras will reportedly be 8 megapixels each, while the rear setup consists of a 16 megapixel and a 12 megapixel pairing. And further rumors suggest that the U12 will be named the U12 Plus to compete with other Plus smartphones, and that we will receive an official announcement of the phone sometime this month in May. And we also have official images of the Galaxy A6 and A6 Plus. Let's start with the vanilla Samsung Galaxy A6. It looks like the A6 is a pretty bare bones mid-range device. It has a 5.6-inch display with an 18:9 aspect ratio and a resolution of 1480 by 720. It has a single camera on the back, a 16 megapixel, and also a 16 megapixel selfie camera on the front. Underneath the rear camera is a fingerprint sensor. It looks like Samsung is entirely done with the mistake of putting the sensor on the side of the camera. Inside, the Galaxy A6 is powered by an octa-core 1.6 GHz processor. The listing doesn't say explicitly what that processor is, but Sam Mobile speculates that it's the Exynos 7870. We do know that it will have 3GB of RAM, 32GB of internal storage, and be expandable up to 256GB through a microSD card slot. Everything is powered by a 3000 mAh battery. Now, Sammy really bumped up the specs for the A6 Plus. It's a 6-inch screen with a bigger and better resolution of 2220 by 1080. The rear camera becomes a dual camera setup with an additional 5 megapixels, and the front camera gets a boost to a 24 megapixel sensor. Inside, the processor is an octa-core 1.8 GHz model, which Sam Mobile speculates is the Snapdragon 450. There's a little boost of RAM to 4GB, but no boost to internal storage. However, the microSD card slot can handle an extra 400GB, so that should give you a bit more room. The battery gets a slight boost to 3500 mAh. So what do you guys think of those mid-range specs? I wouldn't knock it too much, because it is very likely that many more of you will have a phone like that than you will have a super expensive flagship. Let me know what you think of those specs in the comments below or on Twitter.